What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, we're gonna get started on not some modifications, but we're looking at some stuff for the truck. We're gonna first check. I'm gonna show you how to find out if you already have the wiring harness for auxiliary switches on your 2011 through 16 Powerstrokes. That probably goes for all of the F250s and 350s and all the way up. So anyway, we're putting our Edge CTS2 monitor back in this truck. Well, I guess in this truck for the first time. So I'm going to show you how I route the wire and everything and how I mount that up and what I'm currently monitoring on this truck. That's going to really come in handy later as we start comparing factory tuning with performance tunes. And as far as tuning goes, nothing is off the table as far as what we're going to use on this truck. Now, this is primarily a tow build, so guys, don't expect to see a bunch of race tunes. Once the white truck is back on the channel, we'll get back into reviewing 6-liter race tunes. This is primarily going to be tow tunes and some street tunes. Probably no race tunes. I might run one, because why not? So anyway, our light bar that we have down here, see the previous video for that, is we want to hook up to an auxiliary switch so I can just flip it in the cab. I don't have to run the connector in there. Nothing wrong with the one that came with it. It's very nice, but I want it hooked up to a darn auxiliary switch. So anyway, guys, let's head over to the truck. Now, as we see here, guys, there is, let me get my arm up in here. Okay, so when you open this, I know that sun's in the way, guys. As you open up this side panel, you just pull straight out. Just be careful. Here's the clips that it goes in. You just pull that straight out and you'll be fine. Now, coming in here, you'll see this guy. It's pretty easy to take him off. Now, once he's off to the side, there'll be another connector in here. If you had the auxiliary switches, right here would be your box. It mounts, there's a tab right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it mounts up there and down there. And that will be your tab for, or that'll be your relay box for your auxiliary switches. Now, you don't have to wire up a whole bunch of stuff. You have to run 2 connectors and ground 1 wire. So it's not real bad. For this next one, I gotta actually take the camera out of the case to be able to get back and show you exactly where you're gonna plug that connector in. When I do get the wiring harness, I'll do a video showing how I do this all and then running it. So there will be an in-depth one. Just since I was taking it off, I wanted to see if I had it. I don't. Kind of stinks. I'll put links to that and upfitter switches down in the description if you want them. It's not terrible. I think it's like $100 and stuff. So it's not too bad to buy everything. Check your local Ford dealer also as well. See how much they have them going for. Might make life just a little easier to pick it up from your Ford dealer. I'll point to it on the screen, but there's your connector you run your harness to and plug it into. So basically you go straight up from your gas pedal and the connector's up there and kind of over here to the right a little bit. Okay, I'm really hoping I got all that audio prior, but in case I didn't, you're gonna go up from your gas pedal here. I'll at least show a picture of what connector you're looking for. And it's off to kind of the right, so towards the passenger side of that pedal, but it's up a little bit. There's just a gray empty connector. There's only one that I have seen so far, so that is the one you're gonna be looking for. So side compartment here, there'll be a relay box or fuse panel, however you want to word it, but it's filled with relays and a wiring harness that you'll be able to trace if you have it. If not, that's where it mounts. If you already have everything and you're just looking to install, literally, this is super easy to come up. You just push up off the bottom, pull the bottom out, and pull it all the rest of the way out. Then you need to run your connector from down there up here. Some people take this whole dash bezel off. You gotta, I think it's 2 screws in the bottom that you need to pull this piece off that has your exhaust brake and a 12 volt. And this piece here that has your regular plug in it. And then you can pull this up. Now you'll have connectors for like 4-wheel drive, these buttons, this. You'll have those connectors too you'll have to take off. So bear that in mind. At some point I need to take this off because it's really dirty. This is a filthy truck, guys, and I just haven't had time to clean it all yet. So we're gonna get to that in the future. I need to tear some stuff apart and find out why my AC doesn't work right either. That's on my agenda to do today. But now guys, so I'm going to quick run the wire for the Edge CTS2. Again, link for that down in the description as well. It's an awesome monitoring system. I highly recommend it. And I'll try to find some other ones that I know are good. So super simple, there's enough room here to sneak the wire just behind here and plug it in. See, we have it running. I need to now set it up for this truck, which is super easy to do, especially once it's set up anyway. So then we just ran this wire down here and behind, can't see, and behind this relay box here. I don't know what this relay box is. I'd like to find out, but I just don't know. And then we bunched the wires up neatly, and we're gonna just zip tie them to one of the wiring harnesses back there so they're nice and out of the way. And we're plugged in down here. Now guys, we are going to get this, I'm gonna clean this up, put this back together, and then we're gonna go for a ride. We're gonna talk about what I'm monitoring, why I'm monitoring it, and just some ideas down the road. Don't worry guys, I know some of you guys are gonna be worried because this came out of the 6 liter, the 6 liter's gone. The 6 liter's just down for an extended period of time, unfortunately. I'm sure at some point I will have to pay for the fact that saying a 6 liter's down. I'm sure somebody's got jokes in the comment section. I am ready for you. But anyway, guys, the 6 liter is coming back. In fact, truthfully, we might even upgrade in the 6 liter one to maybe, they have like a data logging one of these. I don't know much about it. I need to look into it, but it might be something really cool for down the road. This has some data logging capabilities, but not as much. They have an upgraded one. It's like the Pro. I have to see what the difference is. But since we're gonna race with that one a lot more, that one's probably gonna get an upgraded one. I love the Edge system. At this time, I don't think I will change from this setup anytime soon because I do really like it. Okay, so this is one of the 2 screens I have set up, and this has 12 different things set up on it, so it's a lot of information on one screen. Now I do have a second screen, we'll show that, and that's the one I'm actually running all the time. That's the stuff I know what I want to see, and I have that set up. Whereas this one, I'm kind of just messing with stuff. I don't even have this all set up. So we have coolant, oil, transmission temperatures. This ARD miles, or MI, that's average distance driven between regen cycles. So if you actually click on this and hit PID information there, it'll tell you exactly what it is. So there it says average distance driven between regens. So super cool. I have a video talking about this and more in depth, and I'll put that link down in the description or down in the comment section, whichever I remember to do. And that talks more about this. So this is just a cool setup. We'll keep going here. I'll show you how to change one here. So we click on the one we want to change. I don't need a mileage coach or instant mileage. I already have that on the truck. So we'll go to, you just scroll through here. Exhaust or EGT exhaust manifold. This does say that it won't display less than 392 for this value. Which we're under 392. But this is cool. So this EGT 3 and 4, 3 is prior to the DPF and 4 is after. I just thought that was something cool. You can also do it, but you can also do it at another point in the exhaust setup. So this actually has like 5 different EGT probes on the truck, which is kind of cool. Kind of a pain in the butt if anything happens to them, but kind of cool at the same time. So there's those. We have exhaust back pressure up here, and this is DPF back pressure. Again, just cool. I'm just trying to figure it all out, guys. This is the charge air cooler temperature, intake air temperature, and this is fuel rail, and this is fuel rail pressure setup. So I'm just kind of trying to figure some of these things out here, guys. That's why that screen's the way it is. But now this is what I actually want to see while I'm normally driving. So we have exhaust back pressure up here. We have boost. We have voltage here. We have transmission, oil, and coolant temp right there in a row. Exhaust temps, we have urea level and DPF load. So the DPF load is telling me how loaded, like how much is in the DPF filter. Right now we're at 0% because just within the last little bit we went through a regen. And then also, when you're on a regen, you'll get a quick message up here. But then there's no other place that I've found so far, if you guys know of one, please let me know, that actually says when you're in a regen and when it's over. Back over here, this little bar at the top, you probably can't even see it, that lights up green when you're in a regen. So anyway, it lights up green when you're in a regen. I really like that. It's not the end of the world if you do or do not have it, but it is just nice to know. This also has the ability to do a manual regen. And to do that, we'll go here, and it's in diagnostic. And manual regen. Now, I have not done one yet. I don't want to do one. I'll probably mess around with it at some point. But I hit my last regen when the DPF load was at 15%. It kicked it into regen. And I want to say I was on the highway when it happened. So I did notice that it kicks the exhaust temps up a decent chunk, 150, 250 degrees from my initial findings here, guys. Again, I am just learning the truck. And we're going to kind of report back. The big thing I wanted this in here for is we're going to be tuning the truck. And I want to be able to look at these things now and look at them again later and kind of understand what's going on. Now, depending on what tuning happens, some of these parameters, like DPF load, might come off. Maybe. You know, definitely nothing illegal. Anyway, so some airflow modifications might be coming to the truck, but in which case the urea and that I'll get rid of. That being said, I wonder if I can't use... Okay, so I want to do a snow performance kit on this, like the methanol injection. It's a tow build, and that stuff works really well in tow build setups. Is it needed? No, but it does help. So if it could help improve mileage while towing, why wouldn't I do it? But I think I want to try to use a urea tank, not the one that's on there that has stuff, because urea is bad. Don't inject that into your truck. So I'd probably replace the tank. I wonder if I could still use the percentage for how full it is on this SCT. Things to think about later. Anyway, guys, we got the truck all clean here. I conveniently live close to a car wash. Now, in here's not so clean. I'll explain why this is so cruddy still later. If you guys remember how cruddy this was, it's still pretty cruddy, but it's manageable. My latch wasn't releasing on the first try, so we power washed this all out. Gonna let that dry. Just some quick updates for you guys. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this upload. I know, not my most exciting thing. We do have performance mods coming, along with tow mods coming, so guys, stay tuned for that. Check out the light bar install, guys. Show the channel some love. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up. Drop your comments down below, guys. I'll see you in the next upload.